I believe everyone deserves an advantage. Hi, my name is Chisom Onachuku, but my students call me Master Chisom. And welcome to the Right Angle. This particular series I'm about to begin today borders around SAT mathematics. Now, there are several topics in SAT math which I have carefully arranged them from the first topic to the what last one. So before we begin, do like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification for subsequent videos because this particular series is about acing your what mathematics aspects of SAT. So I'll be starting this particular class with arithmetic and algebra. Now for this particular section, I'll be dealing with only these three subtopics, which are variables and expressions, exponents, and order of operations, simplifying algebraic expressions. Now let's get right into it. So the first one, like I said, variables and what? Expressions. So my goal is simple. I'm going to use examples to explain everything I'm supposed to what do today. Now let's begin. What are variables? What are variables? Now, for variables, they could simply be X. It could be symbols, they're just symbols, or letters, or maybe numbers too. But if I ask for an expression, the same thing, if I combine all of them, this is just an expression. But anything like this without an equal to sign is an expression. But immediately I add this now, let's say I put equals to 2, then this becomes what? An equation. X square y, this is just an expression because it does not have the equal to sign. So let's go. The first question says 10 less than 1/4 the cube of what p. First of all, what is cube of p? That's p cube. 1/4 of it is what? 1/4 of this multiplies. So if you multiply this, you get p cube over 4. Now, so what's the next thing? It said 10 less than this. Now, what is 2 less than what? 4. 2 less than 4 is what? 4 minus 2. 2 less than 4 is 4 minus 2. 2 more than 4 is 4 plus 2. Therefore, 10 less than 1/4 of the cube of p is what? P cube over 4 minus 10. That's all. Very simple math. Let's go to the second one. It said twice the difference between what? X and 16. Now, what's the difference between x and 16? That's what? X minus 16. Twice of that is what? 2 times both of them. The answer is not 2 times x minus 16 because like this now, you are only multiplying the x. There's nothing that is happening to the 16. To show that you are doing twice the difference of both of them, you have to put a bracket there. That's x minus 16. So that's it. Now let's go to the third one. 4 times the sum of a number and 3. Now pick a, for that, you just pick a letter for that number. Let the number be what? X. The sum of a number and what? 3. So let that number be x. X plus 3. What is 4 times the sum of a number and 3? So 4 times, remember, put a bracket to show it affects both of them. And that's the answer again. Let's go to the last one. We have 4 times a number increased by 3. Very simple. Pick a number x now. 4 times x, that's what it is. 4x. But now they said increased by 3. What do you do? Plus 3. Chicken now. Very simple. Now, remember, let's say for instance, you are 10 years old. Increase your age by 3, so that's plus 3. Reduce your age by 3 minus 3. So this will be what? 13, and this will be what? 7. Very, very simple. All right, let's move on. Now we have this example here about Mr. and Mrs. Sawyer. Mr. and Mrs. Sawyer are taking their 3 children to an amusement park. The admission is $1 now per adult. So one adult equals $8. So dollars. Now $6 per child. So one child equals $6. And the cost of each ride is what? How dollars per person. So each ride is how dollars per what? Person. So the question now is Write an expression for the cost of admission plus 10 rides for the family. So what do you do in questions like this? Now, plus 10 rides and 3 children. Remember, there are 3 children. So for them, that would be 3 what? C. Remember, one child is what? $C. So for 3 children, that would be what? 3C. Keep that here. Now, again, they said that what? We have Mr. and Mrs. So those are they are adults, obviously. So their amount to be just 2A. Because remember, we said one adult gets what? A pays what? $8. That's what it's called. So admission. Now, what does that mean? Admission into the park. It means that as an adult, for me to enter into the park, I need to pay what? $8. But if I'm a child, $6. Now, when I'm inside the park, the cost of each ride per person will now be what? So the cost of each ride is $8 per person. Now, they say write an expression for the cost of admission plus 10 rides for the family. So since it's 10 rides, so my expression, so the answer for A is simply 2A plus 3C. That's the cost of admission. Now, plus 10 rides for the family, that's 10 hour. Remember, because $8 per person, so that's the answer. Moving on, let's go to B now. Find the cost of admission plus 10 rides if the admission per adult is $20, the admission per child is $12, and the cost of each ride is $8. So this one is simple. You just have to what? Use this your answer here. So two, what's $8 for adults? Adults is not paying how much? 20. So you put 20 right here. The child is paying how much? 12 to enter. Now, cost per ride is what? 8. So my final answer gives me 40 plus 36 plus 80. That gives us $156. So that's the answer for that question. All right, so you can pause the video and to take in all my explanation, or you rewind the video. Moving on. Now this is an example. They said twice the product of m and n decreased by the square of the sum. Decreased. Now, first of all, let's find the product of m and n. M and n. This is twice of this is decreased. So minus, that's what it means. Is decreased by the sum, by the square of the sum. So the square of the sum. This is it. So the answer is obviously what? A. Oh, sorry. The answer is obviously what? B. If the question has said decrease by the sum of the squares, then it should have been what? A. But like this, they said the square of the sum of m and a n. And the answer is B. Very simple question. Now moving on. Last example under this. Which of the following expressions represent the product of 3k, the product of 3k and the product of 3k and the sum of m. So we are multiplying 3k times the sum of m and 1/3 of n. So 1/3 of n is 1/3 times n, which is n/3. So to do this, what would this give us? This looks like option what? C, right? Yes, it looks like option C. That's 3k bracket m plus 1/3n. So that's option what? C. All right, let's move on. So our next subtopic is exponents and order of operations. So I'm very sure you must have heard of this before. Let's say we use board maths. There are those that call it bead maths, and you could also say PEMDAS. So at the end of the day, you are doing addition and subtraction last. They are the ending. So multiplication and division comes hand in hand, and then this of indices, exponents, parentheses, brackets, brackets. All right, so let's go. So we solve everything inside the brackets. First of all, the times 2 remains outside. So the plus 8 is here. Now, Exponents. 5 square is what? 25 minus 13 over 3 divided by, so 20 is here, 11, this is here. So what then do we do? We're still solving the bracket. So what is 25 minus 13? That will give us 12 over 3 plus 8 times 2. So that's 11 minus 20. What's 12 divided by 3 now? 12 divided by 3 will give us 4 plus 8 times 2. Now remember, you must divide first. So we do 11 minus, what is 20 divided by 4? That's a 5 plus 8 times 2. So 11 minus 5 is giving us what? 6 plus 8 times 2. So my final answer will give us what? 6 plus 8 is 14 times 2. That's what? 28. Very simple. All right, let's move on. Now this one is basic. You just have to put in all the values. So a cube is what? A is 4. So 4 cube minus 3 squared plus 7 over 4 plus AB. AB is 4 times what? B, which is minus 3, plus C is 7. So what would this give us? 4 cube is 64 minus 3 square, all squared. First of all, minus 3 square like this is minus 9. But once there's a bracket over it like this, it is minus 3 times minus 3 now, which becomes 9. So this will give us 9 plus 7 over 4, right? Plus, you open the bracket. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12 plus 7 now. So this will give us 64 minus 9 plus 7 is what? 16 over 4 then, plus minus 12 plus 7 is minus 5. So that will give us 64 minus 16 divided by 4 is what? 4. Plus times minus is minus 5. That will give us 64. Minus 4 minus 5 is minus 9. And what is 64 minus 9? That will give us 55. And that's the answer. Very simple. All right, so you could answer this to yourself and type the answer in the comment section on this too. So for number 1 and 5. Let's move on. And last subtopic is simplifying algebraic expression. Under this, I'll start by explaining some concepts. Now, there are some properties of numbers that you must know. Like for instance, when you have 2 into brackets, 2 plus 3, you could as well expand the bracket by saying 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3 is what? 6. So this is distributive property because you are using these two outside to multiply both of them inside. Now for commutative, it's simply saying that 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. That's commutativity. And in math, the only two operations that are commutative are addition and multiplication. Look at 2 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 2. Very simple. Let's move on. Associative now. Now, 2 plus 1 plus 3 is the exact same thing as saying 2 plus 1 plus 3. The associative, it does not really change anything. Just like 2 times 1 times 3 is the same thing as, let's say we put a bracket here now. It's the same thing as 2 times 1, put a bracket, times 3. These are all associative properties. They really do not change. They will obviously get the same answer when you're solving them. All right, let's move on. Now for this one, I'm going to do these 3 examples and then you answer these 2 for me. You put your answer in the comment section. Now for this one, let's simplify. Now simplifying an expression in this case means put it in the simplest form. So for A now, A is what? M over 3 minus 4n Two whole number 2/3 is the same thing as what? 8/3m, which is 8m/3. So collect like terms. M/3 plus 8m/3 minus 4n. This will give us m plus 8m/3 minus 4 what? N. So this will give us 9m/3 minus 4n. So 9m divided by 3, that will give us what? 3m minus 4n. And that's the answer, simplified. Let's go to the next one, B. So for this one, I just opened the brackets. That's all I'm doing. So minus 2 times x cubed is what? Minus 2x cubed. Minus, minus times what? Plus is what? Minus. What is 2 times 6x? That's what? 2 times 3x, rather, that's 6x. So we can solve this one because they have the same, they are like terms. So 4x cubed minus 2x cubed, that will give us what? 2x cubed minus 6x. And that's the answer. And you can go ahead, since something is common, you can bring out 2x from both of them. This will be left with x squared minus 3. So it's still the same answer. And let's go to the last one, C. Now let's expand now. This time this is what? 2a. This time this is what? Minus ab. This time this is minus 2a. And this time this is what? Plus 2b. So what do we do? Remember, 2a, ab minus 2a plus 2b. So I can collect like terms. So 2a minus what? 2a plus 2b minus ab. This will cancel this. So I have 2b minus ab remaining. If I bring out b now, this will be 2 minus a, and that's what's our answer. So answer this one and then send your answer to the chat box, or you send it, yeah, send it to the chat box. And when I come to the next class, I'm going to what? Solve them. Until then, bye for now.